Hello everyone, today's math challenge is about flying around the Earth question. It is another very good strategic puzzle. There is one airport on the equator, and there are many identical planes in it. Each plane with fuel tank full can fly half circle around the Earth. Here we are always talking about flying along the equator. And it is possible to transfer the fuel between the planes in the air. And for simplicity, we assume it takes no time to do that. Here is the question. If we want to support one plane to fly around the Earth non-stop and land on the same airport, what is the minimum number of planes required and how many takeoffs will occur? Here, I just want to remind you that all the planes must take off from and return safely to this particular airport. That means no other airport is involved. Also, we understand the wind is always playing a very important role for the plane flying. And here, again, for the simplicity, we just assume there is no wind at all. You can pause the video here and spend as much time as you need, and hopefully you will figure it out, and then we come back for the answer. Okay, here is the answer. Initially, we will send 3 airplanes, A, B, and C, from the airport to the same direction, for example, anti-clockwise. And then, after they have completed 1/8 circle at here, because for each plane with the fuel tank full, they can fly half circle. And at this point, that means all of them should have 3/4 tank of fuel left. And then the plane C will give a quarter tank of the fuel to A and another quarter tank of fuel to B. So that means C will only have a quarter tank of fuel left, which is just enough for it to return to the airport. So the C will turn around and go back. And after transfer, the planes A and B should have their tank full, and they will carry on the journey to the same direction. And when A and B have completed a quarter circle, and both of them should have got 3/4 tank fuel left. And now B will give a quarter tank fuel to A, and then B will turn around. So B should have got half tank fuel left, which is enough for it to return to the airport. And A should have got a full tank fuel, which is enough for it to reach the 3/4 circle point here. Okay, so at this point, B will turn around and go back to airport, and A will carry on the journey to the same direction. Very importantly, when A reaches the half circle point H, and the plane C must take off at this time and fly to the opposite direction, clockwise. So that means the planes A and C will meet at this 3/4 circle point. At this moment, the plane A have just run out of fuel, and C should have half tank left. Plane C will give a quarter tank fuel to A, so both of them will have a quarter tank fuel, and then they will fly towards the airport. Also very importantly, at this time, plane B will take off. When A and C reach the 7/8 circle point, they will meet B. At this moment, both A and C have run out of fuel, and B has got 3/4 tank left. As you can imagine, at this point, B will give a quarter tank fuel to A and another a quarter tank fuel to C. And after that, all of them should have got a quarter tank fuel left, and then they can just return the airport safely from this point. So the final answer is we only need 3 planes and 5 takeoffs to complete this mission. Hopefully, you have figured out the same strategy. So in our real life, it is very important to employ such strategic planning to use minimum resources and achieve maximum outcome. Okay, thank you very much.